Nicotine Review: Surprising Nootropic Benefits You Need to Know. Hey there, fellow brain-boosting enthusiasts. In today's video, we'll dive into a topic that might raise some eyebrows: using nicotine as a nootropic. Yup, you heard that right. We'll explore the surprising benefits of nicotine for cognitive enhancement, share some personal experiences, and even discuss combining it with other nootropics to create powerful stacks. So, if you're curious about how nicotine can level up your mental game, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Nicotine? Really? Isn't that the stuff in cigarettes? Well, yes, but there's more to it than that. When we talk about nicotine as a nootropic, we're focusing on its potential to boost cognitive function, minus the harmful aspects of smoking. In fact, studies have shown that nicotine, when used responsibly and in the right form, can offer some pretty impressive benefits for the old noggin. So, join me as we dive deeper into the world of nicotine nootropics and challenge some common misconceptions. Alright, let's start with the basics. Nicotine is an alkaloid, a naturally occurring chemical compound found in plants, particularly in the nightshade family. You'll find nicotine in tobacco, of course, but it's also present in smaller amounts in other plants like tomatoes, potatoes, and eggplants. As for its nootropic use, you'll typically find nicotine in various forms like gum, patches, or lozenges, which are designed to deliver the compound without the harmful effects of smoking. Now, nicotine has been around for a long time. It's named after the tobacco plant Nicotiana tabacum, which in turn was named after Jean Nicot, the French ambassador who introduced tobacco to France in the 16th century. Throughout history, nicotine has been used for various purposes, from a stimulant and appetite suppressant to a pesticide. However, nicotine's reputation has been somewhat tarnished by its association with cigarettes and the well-known health risks linked to smoking. But here's the thing: when used responsibly and in the right dosage, nicotine can actually have some pretty remarkable cognitive benefits. That's where our journey into the world of nicotine as a nootropic begins: improved focus and attention. So, let's talk about one of the most noticeable cognitive benefits of nicotine: improved focus and attention. Ever found yourself struggling to concentrate on a task or your mind wandering during a crucial moment? Yeah, we've all been there. Well, nicotine might just be the nootropic you need to sharpen your focus. Studies have shown that nicotine can enhance your attention by stimulating the release of neurotransmitters like acetylcholine, dopamine, and norepinephrine. These neurotransmitters play a vital role in regulating your focus, alertness, and overall cognitive function. The result: you may find yourself locking into tasks with ease, staying attentive during long meetings, or just generally feeling more in the zone. Pretty cool, huh? But that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to nicotine's nootropic benefits. Enhanced memory and learning. Now, who doesn't want a better memory, right? Good news, folks, nicotine might be able to help with that too. Studies suggest that nicotine can actually boost your memory and learning abilities. How, you ask? Well, it all comes down to our friend acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in memory formation and retrieval. When you consume nicotine, it stimulates the release of acetylcholine, which helps strengthen the connections between neurons. This process, known as synaptic plasticity, is essential for learning and forming new memories. So, whether you're studying for an exam, trying to remember names at a networking event, or just looking to pick up a new skill, a little nicotine boost might just give your memory the edge it needs. Increased motivation and productivity. Alright, let's face it, we all have those days when our motivation levels are in the basement and we just can't seem to get anything done. Well, guess what? Nicotine might be the secret weapon to kick your motivation and productivity into high gear. You see, nicotine has a stimulating effect on the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter often called the feel-good chemical. Dopamine plays a vital role in regulating motivation, reward, and goal-directed behaviors. By boosting dopamine levels, nicotine can help you feel more motivated, engaged, and driven to complete tasks. So, whether you're tackling a big project at work, grinding through a tough workout, or just looking to get more done in your day, nicotine might provide that extra oomph you need to push through and achieve your goals. Reduced anxiety and stress. Now, this one might come as a surprise, but hear me out. While it's true that nicotine is a stimulant, it can also help to reduce anxiety and stress in certain situations. I know it sounds a bit counterintuitive, but let's dive into the science behind it. When nicotine stimulates the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, it doesn't just boost motivation and mood, it can also have a calming effect on your mind. This is because these neurotransmitters help to regulate your emotional responses and promote a sense of well-being. So, if you're feeling the pressure of a looming deadline or struggling with a bout of anxiety, nicotine might help you stay calm and focused under stress. Just remember, as with any nootropic, it's important to use nicotine responsibly and in moderation to reap the benefits without experiencing unwanted side effects. but we'll talk more about that later. First time use and initial impressions. Okay, let's get personal for a moment. When I first heard about using nicotine as a nootropic, I have to admit I was a bit skeptical. But hey, I'm always up for trying new things in the name of brain boosting, so I decided to give it a shot. For my first nicotine experience, I chose to use a nicotine gum with a low dose to start off cautiously. As soon as I popped that gum in my mouth, I noticed a slight tingling sensation, which I later learned is pretty common. And then, within just a few minutes, I felt a subtle but noticeable increase in my focus and alertness. It was like someone had flipped a switch in my brain and I was suddenly more present and engaged in my work. Now, I won't say it was a life-changing experience, but it definitely made me curious to explore nicotine's nootropic potential further. It was an intriguing start to what has become a fascinating journey into the world of nicotine-enhanced cognition, chronicling the cognitive effects over time. As I continued to experiment with nicotine as a nootropic, I made sure to keep track of its effects on my cognitive performance. Over time, I noticed some interesting patterns and changes. Let me share some highlights with you. Consistent focus and attention. As I mentioned earlier, my first experience with nicotine was marked by a boost in focus and attention. Well, that effect remained consistent throughout my experimentation. Whether I was working on a deadline or learning a new skill, I found that nicotine helped me stay locked into the task at hand. Memory and learning improvements. After using nicotine for a while, I started to notice subtle improvements in my memory and learning abilities. For instance, I found it easier to recall facts and figures when I needed them, and I felt more confident in retaining new information. Enhanced motivation and productivity. I was pleasantly surprised to discover that nicotine seemed to give me an extra push when it came to getting things done. On days when I felt sluggish or unmotivated, a little nicotine boost seemed to help me power through tasks and stay productive. Reduce stress and anxiety. Though not as pronounced as the other effects, I did notice that nicotine seemed to help me stay calm and composed under pressure. It wasn't a magic bullet for stress relief, but it did provide some support during high stress situations. Keep in mind that everyone's experience with nicotine may vary, and these are just my personal observations. However, it's safe to say that using nicotine as a nootropic has been an eye-opening journey with some noticeable benefits for my cognitive performance. Cons based on personal experience. Now that I've shared my personal journey with nicotine as a nootropic, let's break down the cons based on my experiences. Remember, your mileage may vary, but here's what I've found to be the major downsides. Potential for addiction. It's important to acknowledge that nicotine is an addictive substance, so it's crucial to use it responsibly and monitor your usage to avoid dependency. Side effects. Some people may experience side effects like dizziness, headache, or increased heart rate, especially when first starting out or using higher doses. Stigma. There can be a social stigma associated with using nicotine, given its connection to smoking. It's important to educate yourself and others on the differences between using nicotine as a nootropic and smoking cigarettes. Not a one-size-fits-all solution. As with any nootropic, individual experiences with nicotine may vary. What works for one person might not work for another, so it's essential to approach it with an open mind and a willingness to experiment. Overall, I found the pros of using nicotine as a nootropic to outweigh the cons, but it's essential to approach it with caution, mindfulness, and a commitment to responsible use. Nicotine Stacks. Combining nicotine with other nootropics. Now, if you're already a fan of nootropics, you might be wondering how nicotine plays with other brain-boosting substances. Well, let me tell you, it can be quite the dynamic duo when combined correctly. Here are some popular nicotine stacks and their potential benefits. Popular nicotine stacks and their benefits. 1. Nicotine and caffeine for enhanced alertness. Combining nicotine with a cup of joe or your favorite caffeinated beverage can create a powerful synergy for improved focus and alertness. Just be cautious with dosages to avoid overstimulation. 2. Nicotine and L-theanine for balanced focus and relaxation. For those looking to sharpen their focus without feeling jittery, consider pairing nicotine with L-theanine, an amino acid found in green tea. This combo can promote calm, focused energy, the perfect recipe for productivity without the anxiety. 3. Nicotine and racetams for synergistic cognitive enhancement. If you're already experimenting with racetams like piracetam or aniracetam, adding nicotine to the mix might boost their cognitive enhancing effects even further. The combination can lead to improved memory, learning, and overall brain function. Tips for creating your own personalized nicotine stack. When it comes to stacking nicotine with other nootropics, it's essential to remember that everyone's needs and experiences will vary. Start with lower doses of each substance and gradually adjust based on your individual response. And as always, do your research and consult with a healthcare professional before diving into any new nootropic stack. So there you have it. Nicotine can be a versatile and powerful addition to your nootropic toolkit, especially when combined with other brain-boosting substances. Just remember to stack responsibly and listen to your body, and you'll be on your way to unlocking new levels of cognitive performance. Precautions and responsible use. Before we wrap up, it's crucial to address the importance of using nicotine responsibly and taking necessary precautions. While it can be a powerful nootropic, remember that it's also an addictive substance. So here are some tips to help you enjoy the cognitive benefits of nicotine while minimizing risks. Understanding the addictive potential of nicotine. It's no secret that nicotine can be addictive, so it's essential to approach its use with caution and mindfulness. If you have a history of addiction or are concerned about your ability to use nicotine responsibly, it's best to consult with a healthcare professional before diving in. Recommended dosages and administration methods. When starting out with nicotine as a nootropic, it's a good idea to begin with a low dose and gradually adjust based on your individual response. Stick to nicotine gum, patches, or lozenges, as these forms offer a safer and more controlled way to consume nicotine without the harmful effects of smoking. Be sure to follow the recommended dosages and guidelines provided by the product manufacturer, minimizing the risk of side effects and dependency. To minimize the risk of side effects and dependency, it's important to use nicotine in moderation and take regular breaks from its use. Consider implementing a cycling schedule where you use nicotine for a set period of time followed by a break. This can help prevent tolerance buildup and maintain the nootropic's effectiveness. In conclusion, nicotine can offer some impressive cognitive benefits when used responsibly and in the right form. By following the precautions mentioned above and listening to your body, you can safely explore the world of nicotine nootropics and unlock your full cognitive potential. And there you have it, folks. We've explored the fascinating world of nicotine as a nootropic and its potential benefits for cognitive performance. I hope you found this journey as eye-opening and informative as I did. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing content on nootropics and biohacking. Also, be sure to check out my nootropics and biohacking books, which are packed with even more tips, tricks, and insights to help you optimize your brain power and overall well-being. You can find the link to those resources in the description below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy brain boosting and biohacking.